This video is not financial advice. Welcome to tracking my Bitcoin portfolio, day 30. I own the same amount of Bitcoin, but it's now worth $28,512.90, which is up $88.60 since yesterday. Now I'm going to go into these comments. Okay, this person said, do you read any finance books? If so, any one you liked in particular? Mine is the Almanac of Naval Ravikant by Naval Ravikant. I have not read that book. Do I read any finance books? The book that I'm reading now is The Price of Tomorrow by Jeff Booth. So that's kind of a finance book. It's about money and like the economy and how inflation and deflation affects the economy, and about fiat currency, like things like that. So I definitely have some books that I have read about money and finance, but I'm not really like a big reader, but I do have some books that I plan on reading because I like to try and learn as much as I can. I'm not really too good at reading. Like sometimes I can't really like concentrate, so that's why I watch a lot of videos instead. But reading books is definitely a good way to get a lot of information because it's kind of compact. It is kind of difficult though. Like reading is a little bit difficult, but I try and get better at it. But yeah, so I just read that book. Maybe I'll check out this book, but I already have like 7 books that I'm planning on reading. So I might not get to this one, but thank you for your comment. This person said, "Are you a INTJ type personality? Great videos. Greetings from Paraguay." Paraguay. I'm not even too sure where that is. I would have a hard time pointing that out on a map but thank you for leaving this comment, and I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. So you ask if I am an INTJ type personality. I have no idea what that is. Okay, I searched up INTJ personality. INTJ, introverted, intuitive, thinking, judging, often called the architect or strategist, is a personality type known for being highly analytical, strategic, and independent. They value logic, knowledge, and efficiency, prioritizing long-term goals over social pleasures. INTJs are rare, making up roughly 2.1% of the US population, with a strong focus on self-improvement and complex solving problems, solving problem, or problem solving. Yeah, like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I'm a genius, super problem solving master of economics. That's who I am. But yeah, like, do I spend a lot of time thinking? Like, yeah. Am I more like introverted? Yeah, I don't really uh blend in with most people. Like most people are interested in watching sports and stuff, and I could not care less. But that's just me. But I wouldn't say I'm like a super genius that's like analyzing the world and it's like, oh my God, this my analysis of the world is just so analytical, and I'm like seeing the future. Sorry, that's so funny because it makes up 2.1% of the population. I'm in the 0.01% of the INTJs, and I'm just analyzing the world, the entire world infrastructure. It's gonna collapse. All right. Okay, but thank you for your comment. I would say I have like there's some things in there that I think relate to me, but it really depends. Like you could go to and do any of those personality tests, and it's always going to give you kind of like a positive answer. Like if you were to go and see what all of the answers are, it's going to be like, "Oh, you're a social person that's able to connect." And then it's like, if you're not a social person, it's like, "Oh, you're very analytical and you're independent." So no matter what you do, I feel like it's always going to give you like some positive personality type. So I feel like it's a little bit misleading because there are people that have negative personalities, negative habits, and that personality test might not kind of show that. So I feel like it's a little bit misleading, but I would say like there's some things in there that kind of relate to me. But thank you for your comment, and I'm glad you enjoy the content. Okay, so now we got Forrest Hodl. I've actually watched some of this guy's videos. Like posts a lot of like educational videos around Bitcoin. So I appreciate your comment. You said Do you have a goal amount of sats? The channel Road to One Bitcoin is doing something similar, but their video formats are different. The guy shows his side hustles and how much he stacks from them with the goal of getting to one Bitcoin. No, I don't really have a goal amount of sats. I mean, I have a goal of getting to one Bitcoin. That's kind of like my goal, but I'm basically just trying to invest the most amount I can into Bitcoin. So I don't really set a specific goal. I just do the best that I possibly can. I have watched this channel. Like that is a good video format, like showing your side hustles and trying to get to one Bitcoin. But I wanted to do something a little bit different and more consistent over like a long period of time. Like I don't want to base my channel off just getting to one Bitcoin because I feel like I am going to get to one Bitcoin eventually. So I might as well just start with something that is very long term. Like 10 years from now, I can just have the same title and have the same way of making videos. But if I do a road to one Bitcoin, I'm going to eventually get the one Bitcoin and then what? Get road to two Bitcoin? Like I don't want to, it's not about me trying to get more Bitcoin. It's just me tracking my portfolio. That's what I want this to be about. But it's not a bad format. Like I've seen this guy's video, so I'm not saying that his format is bad. I just wanted to do something more just casual. Like this is me just tracking my Bitcoin portfolio. Even if I don't get the one Bitcoin, even if Bitcoin were to rally, and I never get the one Bitcoin, then it's my videos are still gonna work. It's just me tracking my Bitcoin portfolio. So it's just more casual. It's just easy. This is just me tracking it. Whatever happens, happens, and it's just kind of straightforward to make content. But I don't really have anything else to say about that. But thank you for your comment, Forrest Hodel. He's the final boss of Bitcoin educators. He's the final boss. Nothing gets past him. No scams get past him. Okay, this person said YOLO it on some dailies, bro. I think that is in relation to some type of gambling. I think that's what that means. So yeah, we live in a society where every day you get told to gamble. You watch YouTube videos, the advertisements they tell you to gamble. You go to a website, you're told to gamble. You open up Snapchat, you're told to gamble. Even on the radio, you're told to gamble. So every day, our society just tells people gamble, 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 gamble. And the reason why that's why our society works is because we're on a fiat standard. It's basically impossible to get ahead just by working at a job. You have to be someone who's very intelligent to find ways to make more money. So the average person struggles to make money, and they don't understand fiat currency is going down in value. So they're kind of left with one option, and that is to gamble. Like if someone wants money right now in this second, how else are they going to do it? By gambling. Even me who has a YouTube channel and I work incredibly hard at it, how am I going to get $1,000 right now? I can't get $1,000 right now. So the average person just gets told repeatedly, gamble, 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 and they're left kind of with no option, and they try and gamble to make money quickly, and usually that doesn't work out. And even if it does work out, it sets them up for a path of failure because they'll eventually just go back to it. So gambling is a vicious cycle, and if you're not prepared, it could take everything from you. So I don't recommend gambling. I mean, there's a difference between gambling on like a sports betting app and maybe taking a gamble and moving to a different place, or maybe taking a gamble and starting a business, or taking a gamble and maybe even just going up and talking to someone. Like there's certain calculated risk. Like sometimes maybe you do have to take a gamble, but in general, gambling, when you are just consistently gambling, that's usually not a good thing. So I wouldn't recommend that. So yeah, I would say probably don't gamble. Probably work at a job and try and invest money, and don't get addicted to anything. But thank you for your comment, though. I'm not mad at you. I'm not like, oh, this guy. I'm not mad at you. I'm just telling you what my thought process is. Okay, this person said this boy is going to be this boy is going to be richer than 95% of us. Uh, I mean, if I'm right about Bitcoin, yes, I'm gonna have a lot of wealth, but it's not really about me trying to be richer than other people. It's me just trying to make the best decisions that I can make in this moment in time. And so whatever that leads to, that's whatever it leads to. But I'm not doing this to be like I'm richer than you. I have more money than you. I'm better than you. That's not what I'm doing. Sorry, one second. Sorry, I thought someone was calling me, but I'll go back to this comment. It says, okay, so this boy is going to be richer than 95% of us. Yeah, so that's not my goal isn't to just tell people I'm richer than you, I'm better than you, I own more Bitcoin. My goal is just to try and make the best decisions that I can make. And then kind of see where that takes me and then continue on trying to make the best decisions. Try and provide as much value to other people. Like, if I ever think of something that I think is of value, just share it to other people. If I am right about Bitcoin and it goes up, show people how much money I've made. Like what my thought process is. Like, am I going to maybe move to a different location? Like, just try and provide other people with value. So my goal isn't to be a douchebag. I'm not trying to be a douchebag. I'm just trying to make the best decisions to other people and then provide as much value as I can to other people. Like, we're all good at certain things. Like, some people are good at music or playing a musical instrument. I don't know how to play any musical instrument, so that's something that someone else is better at that could provide me with value. But if there is something that I am good at, and that's understanding money, understanding finances. So I'm just providing the most amount of value that I can provide to other people in a particular thing that I'm good at. But we're all good at different things. Like, think of everything you can be good at as like a circle. There's like many different small little things you can possibly be good at. And I'm like in this little sliver right here. In this entire circle, there's all these things, and I'm like a little sliver where it's like money, finances. And I'm just trying to become really good at that one particular thing. But there's other people that are mastering other particular things in this giant circle with many things to master. So that's what I have to say about that. Like, yeah, thank you for your comment. And then we got Forrest Hodl again. He says, let's freaking go, Ryan. Stay stacking. Yeah, that's the plan, basically. Just continue to stay stacking, and see where it takes me. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, so just see where it takes me. And then you also said people probably don't subtract inflation because they don't understand it as a monetary phenomenon. Yeah, most people they don't really think about, like, when people think about inflation, they think about prices going up. And yes, the prices are going up, but you have to ask, why are the prices going up? It's because they're being represented by fiat currency, and the fiat currency is going down. So that's why the prices are going up. But for some reason, like, people, they just can't understand this. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not saying like, oh, everyone's an idiot, but it seems like there's some type of cognitive blind spot in the human brain that, like, most people can't like understand this. Like, it's too kind of confusing. And so when they think of prices going up, or so when they think of inflation, they just think of prices going up. Like, gas is becoming more expensive, a loaf of bread is becoming more expensive, eggs are becoming more expensive. But then I would ask them, what's changing about a loaf of bread? What's changing about eggs? Nothing's changing. Like, if we're talking about nothing's changing. Like, maybe like sometimes ingredients change, sometimes there is shrinkflation, so sometimes things get a little bit smaller. But if we're talking about like a loaf of bread, like, what is changing about a loaf of bread? Nothing. Okay, so why is the price going up? And so people have to think of it like that. But yeah, it's just people, like, it's just people just don't they just don't grasp it. Like, I don't know if people are too busy like gambling maybe, or I don't know. But yeah, but I'm gonna do my best to continue to provide value to other people. So if someone ever were to try and understand this, they can maybe watch a couple of my videos, try and think about it, watch some other videos, and further their understanding. But thank you, Forrest Hoddle. I like your videos. I like all of the educational content that you make. If you guys want to go actually learn about Bitcoin, like in depth, like how to set up a hardware wallet, how to set up a node, like in depth Bitcoin education, Forrest Hoddle has a lot of good videos kind of explaining a lot of the different things. My videos are more so just like philosophical, me just like tracking my Bitcoin portfolio, but his videos actually are more kind of in depth if you want to learn specific things. So I appreciate your comment. Okay, now I'm gonna go into how much money I made from my chess YouTube channel. On May 1st, $4.43. So I'll just continue being consistent as much as I can. Now I'm gonna ask you guys this question. What happens when fiat currencies become deflationary? So basically, the natural state of the economy is deflationary. We're always finding ways to make things better, faster, for cheaper. But you have to remember that fiat currencies are not the natural state. So basically, the economy is being represented in fiat currency. So it appears to people that the natural state is inflationary because fiat currencies are going down in value, which causes prices to rise. So it looks like it appears that the natural state is inflationary, but once you strip away fiat currencies, it's actually deflationary because technology is deflationary. But then in this specific question, it says, what happens when fiat currencies become deflationary? So now we're talking about fiat currencies, the thing that's supposed to be inflationary. What happens when that becomes deflationary? And I'll tell you the answer. Basically, the whole system collapses. Now, there are moments in time where maybe a fiat currency is deflationary for a short moment in time, and that won't cause the entire system to collapse if they quickly make it inflationary again. But if currencies are deflationary over a long period of time, the entire system collapses because the debt becomes more valuable. Think of the United States. They're in debt, I think like almost 40 trillion. So imagine if we have deflation over a long period of time, the debt becomes more valuable. So that's not a sustainable thing. The debt becoming more valuable is not a sustainable thing, and the entire system would collapse. Basically, yeah, the entire system would just collapse basically because you can't kick the can further down the road if the debt is becoming more valuable. So the system is designed to be inflationary so that you can debase the currency, kick the can further down the road, and delay the debt. Because once they devalue the currency, they're devaluing the debt because the debt is represented in fiat currency. Okay, so it doesn't matter if the United States is in debt 50 trillion, 100 trillion, 1 quadrillion, because it depends on how much the currency is worth, right? Like if the United States is in debt 500 trillion, well, how much are the prices of products and services? If the prices are, like $500 for a loaf of bread, then the currency has been devalued so much that the number doesn't matter. What matters is the actual amount that you're able to buy, the actual amount of products and services that you're able to actually buy. So basically, in my opinion, if you have deflation in fiat currencies over a long period of time, the entire thing collapses. You could take a look at the financial crisis in 2008. There was a financial collapse, basically deflation, like houses, obviously the housing prices collapsed. And so you have to ask yourself, well, what would happen if the government never bailed out the large corporations and just let them collapse? Well, the entire thing would collapse basically. But that's actually kind of what is supposed to happen. That's how free markets work. The people that make bad bets and lose are supposed to lose. A better example maybe like a person who is an alcoholic. If you're an alcoholic and you want to not be an alcoholic, you have to go through the side effects of not drinking alcohol, the alcohol withdrawals. So basically, if once the government stops bailing out people, they just say you made these bad bets, you have to deal with the consequences in order to fix this broken system. then there would be a huge collapse. There would definitely be a like a Great Depression, but eventually you'd be able to rebuild a better system. So if you're someone who's addicted to alcohol and you want to not be an alcoholic, you have to go through the alcohol withdrawals, which is the collapse basically. So you have to go through the pain in order to get better. So that's what's supposed to happen. And obviously the government delayed it. The government doesn't want that to happen, so they delay it, but they're basically delaying the inevitable. But you could hear everything that I just said and say, wait a minute, Ryan, what about an increase in productivity from AI and robotics? So now this is where it gets more complex. So basically what you're saying is that if there's an increase in productivity from AI and robotics, it's going to basically replace the national debts because there's a surplus of value. Like you're going to go to buy something and maybe it's incredibly cheap because there's basically just a surplus of value. So that's a fair if you want to say that to me, that's a fair statement. I'm not sure exactly how things are going to play out because in a future that is run by AI and robotics and there's a surplus of value, how valuable is money? Like how valuable is money if you're able to go and buy things maybe even for free, right? Because there's a surplus of value, like a universal high income, basically, where the government just gives you money for free. But why would money even have value if everything is if for free, if there's a surplus? So that's when it starts to get confusing. I don't have the answers to that. I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna play out. But if you want to maybe if comment something if you think I'm wrong, if you think you could add to anything that I'm saying, comment it down below and I'll try and answer it within a video. Yeah, you could say that like it's good that the government is delaying the inevitable because maybe AI and robotics could create a surplus of value that would stop this Great Depression basically. That you could say it's a fair wit thing you could say to me, and I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out. But I'm going to go into what Gemini said. It says when a fiat currency becomes deflationary, consumers and businesses often delay spending in anticipation of even lower prices, which reduces aggregate demand, increases the real burden of debt, and can trigger a downward spiral of economic stagnation and job losses. Yeah, so that's deflation isn't really a good thing in fiat currencies, but I would argue that the natural state of the economy is deflationary. So once you have Bitcoin, that's the unit of account, like when it becomes the unit of account representing the economy, deflation is a good thing, okay? Because fiat currencies are different from Bitcoin. Fiat currencies are designed to be inflationary, but Bitcoin is basically designed to be deflationary. So deflation is a good thing for Bitcoin, and then deflation is a bad thing for fiat currencies. That's how I view it. So yeah, that's if you disagree with that, you can let me know. Now I'm gonna go into the monetization for my ROM investing. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I right now I have 118 and 4,000 watch hours within 365 days. So if you're watching this, please subscribe so I can accomplish this goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers to monetize this channel. Once I monetize this channel, I'm basically monetizing my Bitcoin portfolio. So that's the whole goal, is to monetize the Bitcoin, my Bitcoin portfolio. But I don't really have anything else to say for today. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.